Hello everyone, we're also here with another video, but this time it's about BZPower contest number 69 and the flaw rules in that contest. Also to make a point to Toofy, a BZPower 4 administrator, which need a copper fail after this video. But let's talk about what the BZPower contest is. The contest is called Everything Old is New Again. The contest is to make a Generation 1 character that is from 2000 to 2010 in the style of Generation 2, which is 2015, as what is said in this topic. So in case that everyone didn't know, Generation 2 style is an ultra builder system mixed with Technic parts and very small amount of Generation 1 Bionicle parts, with the Master having 20% Technic, Lord of the Skull Spider with 70%, and the Protector is somewhere around 5% to 15% of Technic. With Generation 1 style, well, the Ultra Build system was sent around in Generation 1, so it's pointless for me to bring up Generation 1! Yay me! So you think that there would be an amount of Bionicle pieces that's okay to use like 2% to 10% of Bionicle parts, while Ultra Builder must be around 50 to 25%, and or okay to use 25% to 50% of Technic parts, right? Well, that doesn't happen. Turns out you're okay to use 0% of Ultra Build parts. From seeing the rules of the contest and the question that Toofy answered, even though that all the 2015 Bionicle sets have Ultra Build ports. Speaking of Toofy, let's get on to the chat I have with her on this topic. I have replied to Toofy that adding Bionicle and Technic, or at least mostly Bionicle, to the 25% would defeat the purpose of the contest, because of the contest is to make a Generation 1 in the style of Generation 2. So you would need to have this certain amount of Ultra Build parts and this amount of Bionicle parts to be okay. Not doing that will make this contest more of a revamp contest than a Generation 2 contest. I mean, with the logic of this contest, it's like saying that it's okay to make a Beast Mark as an entry to a mech contest. It makes no logical sense. So anyways, Toofy replied with, while construction elements are an obvious immediate match for the look of 2015 Bionicle, that doesn't mean older pieces are useless. Having access to a wide variety of pieces only increases your option. It doesn't destroy anything. Yes, the older pieces aren't useless, but that doesn't excuse the fact that the contest is to make a G2 style mark, which is mostly to make it a Ultra Builder with whatever number of Technic pieces, but at least have Ultra Build parts in it, and very small amount of Bionicle pieces from G1 to be okay in the mark. Because if you look at both Mohatu and Kabaka, they are the only two sets that have an old Bionicle piece, which that piece was originally from a Wakshi set. There was also a reply from Farmstink that says, taking into consideration that Lord of Skull Spider, exists, it's not like the reboot is all CCBS all the time without consideration. As long as it fits to the contest theme, there shouldn't be any need to restrict what construction part can be used. Also yes, about Lord of Skull Spider having Technic parts. but it still have Ultra Bell parts as well, which is not hard to see. And no, there should be a restriction or at least a limit to a certain construction, which would be Bionicle parts of G1. Which I had said in my reply that I also gave examples of 2 entries that had 0% of Ultra Bell parts, which destroyed the meaning of the contest being in a G2 style, because I don't see any of the 2015 Bionicle sets having 0% of Ultra Bell parts and more of the G1 Bionicle parts. Your logic is a G-. See me after class. So the next reply that Tufi said, the irony of making a rule in a Bionicle contest that certain Bionicle pieces are insufficiently Bionicle is simply too much for this world. Dictating extremely specific pieces usage isn't something I ever been interested in. I didn't say anything about specific pieces. I am talking about a limit of the amount of Bionicle and Technic parts. Again, of what I said in my reply to you, and if that's something that you have not been interested in doing, then don't make a contest that is to make a G1 in the style of G2. Just call it and make it a revamp contest if you are not going to make a limit of Bionicle and Technic pieces. She continues with, if you think a mark doesn't fit the theme, don't fall for it in the polls. Calling out entries like this, however, is verging on poor conduct. This isn't up for debate. From looking at those marks and what the contest is obviously about, you could easily tell that it's a fact that those 2 marks doesn't fit in the contest at all, because they are all Technic and Bionicle, and there are no Ultra Build in those marks. When again, G2 is mainly Ultra Build and 25% to 70% of Technic and very little Bionicle of G1. I only said about those 2 marks being used as examples, and no one don't even need to call those 2 marks out for not even fitting in the contest, because you yourself as a host of the contest should know this, because again, the contest is to make a G2 style mark, not a revamp. That is all I have to get off my chest, and hope Tufi sees my point of what I am talking about. Or will just pull a card says, you are not allowed to enter into the contest because I refuse to see the obvious problem in the contest. So, the contests don't make any sense because it's not a mainly G2 build, or at least mostly G2 like Lord of the Skull Spiders. And having those 2 marks destroy what the contest theme and what the contest is about. Plus, to say another thing that don't make any sense, but I'm going to let all of you think about. You can't use painted pieces, but you can use cut pieces. So this is Riaso, and goodbye.